Moving on to the jump. So this is an analysis of projectile motion. So we're looking at 8 through to 12 on the sheet. So 8's just asking us to nominate a height above the ground of the tip of the launch ramp, which I've nominated as being 20 metres above the ground, as well as the angle, which I've nominated as 60. Whatever you can choose, of course, whatever values you choose, whatever you please. Use the theory of conservation of mechanical energy to calculate the velocity of the carriage at the tip of the launch ramp. So we're trying to find out what its velocity is going to be as it comes off the tip of the ramp. We know at the bottom it was doing 34.29 metres per second, but of course as it goes up this ramp, up the hill, it's going to slow down. So let's find out what speed it'll be doing at the top. We know my total mechanical energy is 58,800 for my roller coaster. Yours will be different if your mass is different to mine, but the principle is the same. So total mechanical energy 58,800, and as we looked at in the previous video, this is a combination of the kinetic energy of the roller coaster, half mv squared, formula for kinetic energy, plus the gravitational potential energy, which is mgh. So for me, 58,800 is my total mechanical energy. My mass is 100. I want to know what speed it's doing at the tip of the ramp, and I know that the tip of the ramp is at a height of 20 metres. So my mass is 100, g is 9.8, and the height is 20. So 58,800, half times 100 is 50v squared, plus 100 times by 9.8 times by 20 equals 19,600. Subtract 19,600 from 58,800 minus that answer gives me 39,200 equals 50v squared. Divide both sides by 50. V squared is equal to 784, and let's square root that answer to get an answer, a speed of, wow, nice and tidy, 28 metres per second exactly. Okay, good. So now I know that my roller coaster will come off this ramp at 28 metres per second. All right, so that's number 9 done. Number 10 is asking for the maximum height. So maximum height above the tip of the ramp, it specifically says. So we're trying to find out, number 10 is trying to find out this height above the tip of the ramp. Okay, so what have we got? What we've got is we've got a roller coaster doing 28 metres per second at an angle of 60 degrees. So this velocity will have a horizontal component, all right, our initial horizontal, and it's going to have a vertical component because it's on an angle. So this vector is not my ramp here. This vector is the velocity vector for my roller coaster coming off the tip of my ramp. All right, to find the maximum height, that's vertical. So let's deal only with vertical data. So for projectile motion, vertically I know, well, acceleration is downwards at 9.8 metres per second due to gravity. I know at the top here that's vertical velocity. If we just look at the scenario, we run it from here to here, the final vertical velocity at the maximum height will be 0. So let's find the initial vertical velocity to put in here, and then we can find that vertical displacement. Alright, our initial vertical velocity is this value here, and that is the opposite side of our triangle. So opposite side of the triangle, so we're looking at sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. So sine 60 equals opposite over 28, times both sides by 28. We've got 28 times by sine 60 is going to give me my opposite. So let's let's do this. 28 times by sine 60 equals 24.25 meters per second. 24.25 meters per second. So that's my initial vertical velocity is upwards, 24.25 meters per second. Okay, now we've got ourselves 3 knowns and 1 unknown, so we can find our kinematics equation that matches this, which will be the one without t, so that's v squared equals u squared plus 2ax. V is 0, so 0 squared is 0, u is 24.25 squared plus 2 times by a, which is negative 9.8, times by x, which is our unknown value. 24.25, it's already in my calculator, so just let me square that. That gets me 588 plus 2 times negative 9.8 is negative 19.6, times by x is negative 19.6x. How about we add 19.6x to both sides? 19.6x equals 588, and then divide both sides by 19.6 divided by 19.6 equals 30 meters positive, so 30 meters up. So that vertical height gain is 30 meters above the tip of the ramp. All right, not 30 meters above the ground, but 30 meters above the tip of the ramp. If it asked for the height above the ground, that would be 30 meters plus the 20, which would be 50. Okay, nice. That's 10 done. 11 is to calculate the range. What is the range? And the range for projectile motion is that horizontal distance. So in this case, it's from here to here. That's the range. Alright, so it takes off and lands at the same height. What is the range of my projectile? To find the range, I need to know the time in air. And the time in air is entirely dictated by vertical data. So let's find this first, the time in air. Find this bit first, and then we can find the range second. So time in air is what we are after. Let's do that. Like I said, it's dictated by the vertical data. So what do we know? Well, we've already got this. A equals negative 9.8 meters per second. We know at the maximum height, V equals 0. We can use this. We just need to be a little bit careful. And we've already got our initial vertical velocity, which we calculated as positive 24.25 meters a second. So we've already done some of the work here. Let's find out what t is. So let's just remember, we're saying to the equation, start at this point here, finish at this point here. So we're saying to the equation, start here, finish here. So the equation will tell us the time taken to get from there to there. We need to recognise that the time taken to get from this ramp to this ramp will be twice that. Okay, the formula is going to tell us the time from here to here. We need to recognise the time all the way will be that times 2. So let's not forget that. Sometimes I like to put a little times 2 in brackets here just so I don't forget. Alright, V equals U plus AT is our kinematics equation. V equals U plus AT. V is 0, U is plus 24.25. Whoops, I'm off the bottom of the page here, sorry about that. 24.25 plus negative 9.8 times by T. Whatever you want to move, let's subtract 24.25 from both sides, minus 24.25. So 0 minus 24.25 is negative 24.25 equals negative 9.8t. Okay, those negatives cancel each other out. Divide both sides by 9.8. So 24.25 divided by 9.8 equals 2.47. So t equals 2.47 seconds. Don't forget, that's the time taken to get from the tip of the ramp to the highest point. Now it's got to come back and do the other half of that parabola. So timesing that by 2 will get us times 2 equals 4.95 seconds. That's our total time in air. Alright, is that what 11 asked for? No, 11 asked for the range. So we're not done yet. So I need to go over the page, but let's take our value of 4.95 seconds with us. So time in air is 4.95 seconds. And we're trying to find the range. And the range is that horizontal distance. So, horizontal. What horizontal data have we got? Well, we know with projectile motion, if we're ignoring air friction and air resistance, or ignoring air resistance, we know the acceleration is nothing. Therefore, we can use our average velocity formula of distance over time, because that horizontal velocity won't change. So it will be the same as saying the average horizontal velocity. So that horizontal distance will be the range. So this is what we're after. We've got the time, we just calculated that. Horizontal speed though, horizontal speed. We need to go back. Let's go back here. Our horizontal speed, we didn't work this out. So let me do that. I'll put it over here. So this side is adjacent to the angle. So we're using cos theta. Cos theta is adjacent over, that's an A, adjacent over hypotenuse. So we're looking at cos 60 degrees equals adjacent over the hypotenuse, which is 28, times both sides by 28. We've got 28 times by cos 60 degrees equals adjacent. And so our adjacent is going to be, whoops, already got a bracket, cos 14 exactly, 14 meters per second. So this horizontal component to the initial velocity of our roller coaster carriage is 14 meters per second. So let's use that over here. So we know our initial horizontal velocity is 14 meters per second, but we know our acceleration is 0, so that horizontal velocity never changes. So 14 equals horizontal distance divided by the time, which is 4.95. So delta x is going to be equal to 14 multiplied by 4.95. I think I've already got 14 in here. I do. Times by 4.95 is 69.3 meters. That's quite a long way to travel horizontally. So that's the range of my projectile. So to go back to the diagram, 69.3 meters is this horizontal distance from here across to here. So we've worked out how high above the ramp our projectile will go, 30 meters up, and it will go 69.3 meters across. That is the range. Alright. Calculate the range. Alright, and 12 is an understanding question. Suggest 2 modifications that could be made to the design of the roller coaster that would decrease the range. Okay, so we're looking to decrease the range. 2 ways I could suggest this. So instead of having a launch angle of 60 degrees, which I did, which would make our carriage do that, I could increase that angle to something extreme like 80 degrees, which is going to make my carriage go very high, but the range will be a lot less. It'll be more almost straight up and down. So increase ramp angle would be one way of doing it. Another way would be to how can I draw this? I could keep my 60 degrees if I wanted to. 60 degrees. And instead of it being 20 meters high, like I had it, because we know at 20 meters we determined that it was doing 28 meters per second. If I made this ramp longer, so that let's say it's now 40 meters above the ground, our carriage will lose speed for every meter it climbs, and so it will come off at a lower speed, which would decrease the range as well. So the other thing would be to increase ramp height. Both of these things would achieve a decreased range. Alright, so they are the questions for the projectile motion part done.